Today on Divorce Court.
I'm here in court today because I came to confront my wife about cheating.
Colby don't trust me because he thinks I'm cheating. He found a message to a friend of mine that probably shouldn't have been there.
After finding what I found, I've become very irate. I've become very unsure of myself.
He will throw things, get in my face, and call me a whore and say I'm no good.
I feel like we are definitely headed for trouble if we can't make things work between us.
I just want the judge to tell Colby that he needs to relax a little bit and maybe not drink so much.
I want to say I see myself with her for the rest of my life, but I am very unsure at this point.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Toler presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Colby Slocum and Kourtney Slocum. Mr. and Mrs. Slocum, you have been together for 12 years, married for the last 2. You have 1 child together. Mr. and Mrs. Slocum, you've come back to get more advice from me. I don't know what I told you last time, but let's figure out what was happening, and then we'll move on from there.
In the 10 years you've been together, that would cause you to believe that he's cheating, because to me, that don't count.
No, I actually found a text messages one day that he was sleeping that a girl said, "I love you, Big Papa."
Your Honor, I'm working 65 plus hours a week, okay? I'm dying. I'm paying for the house. I'm paying for our daughter's clothes. I'm paying for food.
Ms. Slocum, do you understand that your man is under some financial pressure and needs a little assistance?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I remember you two clearly. Clearly. Mr. Slocum, why don't you tell me what has happened since you were last here on Divorce Court and what has brought you back here today?
Well, since last time, everything's been pretty good. Well, thought it was.
Okay.
For a year or so, we had no fighting. She found the love for herself that you told her to. Got herself a job. The problem now is she's not very honest these days, and I would like to submit this into review.
Now, Mrs. Slocum, I remember you distinctly. I remember telling you about the little girl in that head that's lying to you about you not being pretty and how insecure you were, and you were accusing him of cheating every time he just moved his head. It was like, oh my God, you're having an affair. Now he's telling me that you found yourself, as I asked you to do, but now you've found other people as well. Am I wrong?
Yes, you're wrong.
Okay. He's shown me a text. Hey, I want you to come out with me tonight. Just tell Bae I'm working late. So some guy's telling you to tell him you're working late. Baby, I don't think I can. You're calling another dude baby, not a good thing. Baby girl, come on, we need one more time. Baby, another time. Tell me who this baby is and why you calling him baby to begin with.
She's actually a girl. And in Louisiana, being called baby is completely normal by male or female, old, young, everybody. But she's my friend from work, and she wanted to go out for some drinks, but because he is completely crazy sometimes, I had to tell her, no, I can't, because if he found out, it would end really, really bad.
You're on the last time show.
Baby?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, everybody.
Anybody in here from Louisiana? Back that up for me. Do they call people baby in Louisiana?
Yeah.
They do?
So I'm
doing,
telling
babe?
the truth.
Yeah. But not like that.
But not like that.
They do. They do.
Yeah. Other than this, which to me is incriminating, what other things is she doing that makes you believe
she got herself
she's
a job.
cheating? Okay.
She got herself a job. She does contribute now.
Right.
Problem with that is, all of a sudden, on weekends, she works late. She comes home sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning. Well, one night she came home, she was smelling like alcohol when she got home. And I asked her, I said, "You've been drinking?" She tried to say no. I mean, you could clearly smell alcohol on somebody. Right. So she brushed past me. She tried to open the door and tried to hide behind the door while she was putting her shoes in the closet. So I slammed the door, and I told her, I said, "You're gonna talk to me." And she started, calling me out my name, so I started calling her a hoe, a slut. Yeah,
That's never helpful, but...
It's not, but I'm hurt, you know? Because right when I think we're finally on track and we're starting to get some type of, communication and unity, then, she hits me with this.
What happened the day you came home late from work with alcohol on your breath? Or did you have alcohol on your breath?
I did not. He had alcohol on his breath. I work late, and when you work at the job that I was working at the time, you have to close and you have to make sure everything's clean and done because the morning openers will rat you
Yeah,
out.
right.
Okay,
right,
well,
right.
So I worked late. He smelled like alcohol when I came home. But let's not forget about the time that you came to my job and embarrassed the out of me.
Yeah,
What? No, no, we're not gonna curse.
Okay.
All righty. You tell me about the time he came, because clearly you have a concern about what she's doing with somebody
Can
at
I
work.
tell you about the time I came?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, so I come into her job.
Yeah.
You don't notice I'm there in the lobby. She takes her employee's hat off his head and is running around and laughing about it, flirting with him.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize I was there. Then she turns and sees me, and she's like, just stop, froze. Didn't say
No,
nothing.
now
And then
wait,
all of a
wait,
sudden,
I'm gonna get your
Then all of a
side.
sudden it was, she threw the hat down and tried to come around the counter to come and see me. No, stay over there, do that.
Stay over there with the hat. Ms. Slocum, why don't you tell me your version of those events?
Wow, that's not even the story I was going to tell you because I was going to tell you about the time that I was in the back in the office and one of the other female employees says something about, oh, he's hot. Well, he was in there by the front counter, and as I come walking up, he freaked out. He was like, oh, who's hot and what are you doing? And started cursing up a storm and said, oh, blah, 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 blah. And the managers had to escort him out of the building.
That never happened.
Oh, and most
A
certainly.
manager did not have to
Nobody
escort you out
ever
the
He
building?
did.
Nobody
And then,
ever
a week
removed me
later,
from any building.
Did you come to her place of work, though, and act a fool?
I did. That day that I seen her with the
Shake your
hat.
meds.
I didn't see.
Oh, that was the hat day?
No, it was not.
Well, what
Okay, what day
happened?
was it?
What do you think happened on the hat day?
The hat day, that never even happened.
So you never took another employee's hat
No,
and ran
because
around?
Let me do you one better.
hair could get in the food, and then you're in trouble.
Okay. But did he cuss you out at work?
Yes, he did.
I
did.
You did. Clearly the tables has turned because before you were so insecure about him and he wasn't doing anything.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Slocum, you're insecure about her,
And I
but
got
you
proof.
contend that you have proof, and we're gonna get to it.
Money was pulled out of the account, and I didn't know where it came from and why, so I immediately called the bank. They narrowed it all the way down to the ATM that pulled it out. And it was ATM at the strip club.
Did you overdraw the bank account paying for strippers?
We were out to eat. The waitress came to give us our bill. I paid the bill. She comes back, she smiles and takes the little thing you put your bill in. Kourtney said, "What are you looking at?"
To you or to her?
To her.
Did you really?
She gave him what I call the bedroom eyes.
Now, we can both agree that was ridiculous, right? We can both agree on that.
Oh, she's still crazy as a box of rocks.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll agree with that. My understanding, Ms. Slocum, is you believe Mr. Slocum is failing in his husbandly duties in that he spends a lot of money on strippers and not bringing it home.
Yes.
So why don't you tell me
Yes.
about that concern you have about him?
So we have a joint bank account, had a joint bank account. So money was pulled out of the account and I didn't know where it came from and why, so I immediately called the bank. Well, realizing that it was him, they narrowed it all the way down to the ATM that pulled it out. And it was ATM at the strip club. And because he pulled money out and then overdrew the account by getting gas in the car, we were $420 in the hole.
Did you overdraw the bank account paying for strippers?
I did. Now I'm gonna tell you why though.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
Yeah. All right, we were going out for my friend's bachelor party.
Right.
We went to the strip club. Now, the ATM that I used was not in the strip club because strip clubs have very high ATM fees. So I used it by there.
You did
I
the
took
prudent
cash.
thing.
Yeah, I took the cash. You know what I mean? You can't use a
You
card
made
on a
it
stripper.
rain with less interest.
There we go.
Yeah, I got this.
Yes.
Was this a one-time event? Because bachelor parties, they go out and do ridiculous stuff.
No.
Is that what that was?
No,
That
it was
wasn't?
not.
Finances is clearly a problem, because I remember I
Very.
yelled at you about getting a job, and you did get a job.
And I did.
Finances is still a problem. Mr. Slocum, why don't you tell me why you're still struggling with money?
Because I work all the time. I pay everything. She did help. She got a job. She does help. But her money on her check don't account for her hours at work. She's
Ms.
falling
Slocum,
short.
do you understand what he's talking about?
Yes, so if I make minimum wage of $10 and I work 40 hours a week, I'm not very good at math, but that's
But is that
whatever that
$400?
is. So what I'm saying
Yeah,
is,
but you know she's not gonna bring
But
home.
if I'm-
Uncle Sam got to get his cut,
right.
and then the locals got to get their cut.
No, I'm not. I'm saying she said she didn't know math. That's pretty simple, though.
Well,
She knows she's getting caught up, so she's gonna play stupid. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She can
No,
lie to
because I
me.
can
Look,
admit-
you can sit here and you can lie to me, but don't insult her integrity and her.
well, don't worry about my integrity. There's no worry there at all.
You ain't answering her correctly.
Okay.
I did answer her.
How much do
playing
you bring
stupid.
home every 2 weeks then?
Like
Since we know you work 40 at minimum wage.
about 850, and that's after taxes
No.
and medical and all that.
She brings
amount.
about 637.
How could you bring home 840 after taxes in 2 weeks if you're making $10 an hour, 40 hours a week?
Well, that's sometimes
That's more
if you
than-
get overtime, like not like an hour or two overtime, but like a half hour or so when we close.
Can you see
on the
through the
weekend.
craziness?
Yeah, your figures are off. I'm just I'm gonna let you know. Your figures are way off. I mean, I ain't got a calculator. I didn't know that much.
So let me tell you.
No. I'm going to put a period on this here. And then I'm going to try to find a rational somewhere in between the two of your stories.
The same guy that I saw her flirting with at her job, I found his wallet in our car.
Did you have a coworker's wallet in your car? Should you always know exactly how much money your spouse earns? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court.
Okay, we're walking through Walmart. This lady is stocking. She's putting the electronic things on, the
On the shelves,
merchandise. Okay, so she's grabbing out the box. She looks over and says hi, smiles at us both. She's like, "What? You screwing her too?"
Now, Miss Slocum, you're showing up a couple of nuts and bolts light here.
Yeah.
If you're crazy and you know it, shake your meds.
That's why I never forgot the two of you.
Great
Mrs.
catchphrase.
Slocum, you say you have concrete evidence that Mrs. Slocum is doing the wrong thing.
I do.
Why don't you share with me what that concrete evidence
Concrete evidence. You have that in front of you.
Right.
Another thing is, the same guy that I saw her flirting with at her job, this B, on,
Right, but
on the
baby,
text,
yeah.
I found his wallet in our car. When I went into my car in the morning, I found his wallet in the passenger seat, like by the door, so it must have fell out.
Right.
So I asked her about it, and she immediately starts crying, and she was like, "I just gave him a ride home, but you wouldn't have believed me if I would have told you, so I just didn't tell you."
Did you have a coworker's wallet in your car?
I did. Yes.
And were you doing anything inappropriate
No,
with
I
that
was not.
coworker? So it was simply a ride home.
Yes, because we live in New Orleans.
Then
You
what's
don't
up with
walk
the
at night.
tears?
Because I knew what he would instantly think. Because before, how I would think, it's like the roles are reversed.
Oh, they are.
He's become irrationally jealous.
So I figured
like
that
you
he
were.
would instantly think what I would think. And I knew he would freak out, and he did, because he busted open the bedroom door and the door fell off the hinges. He chucked the wallet on the bed, turned the light on, and was screaming at me and woke me up.
I did. I did.
So I was like, I don't even know what to do. So instant tears came, and it was true that I gave the kid a ride home.
Right.
Because at nighttime, you just don't
And
walk
see, she
home.
pulled, after I talked to her about that, she pulled the, "I would never do that to you," the puppy dog eyes,
Right,
saying,
right.
"Why don't you trust me? I love you, I love you."
Right.
2 days before we come on your show, I find text to another man talking about having sex with him. Found text to a guy with a smiley face with the mouth wide open and a purple thing like a...
Hey!
2 days.
That's pretty concrete, Mrs. Slocum. What do you got to say about that? I mean, that's right there. I mean, smoking gun. That's a smoking gun.
Can
Did you
deny that
not
one?
do that? Is he lying?
I did.
Was this the same person that we were concerned about before?
No.
Different.
Some other guy?
Right.
Can you explain to me how you came to exchange such messages with another man?
We're friends at work, and it's a joke. It wasn't like anything.
So that's a joke.
It's a joke. It wasn't like anything really happened
Hoes are
between
us.
us, because it didn't. And
I've been working since 1984, and I have never in my life had a sexual joke with any of my guys. What? Try again and tell me something I might actually believe.
That is the truth. I swear, it was like just joking. It wasn't anything serious.
I feel like you created Frankenstein with your advice.
It's my fault now.
No, it's not. And I mean, you gave her the encouragement in herself.
To be a woman and to be grown and to
Yes,
be mature.
But she took that and she
and
went
ran with
the
it.
other way.
I got you.
She went the other way.
Who's
with it.
calling the judge out now?
I called her out, but not in the sense of you
I
insulting
understand what
her
you're saying.
and
I understand what you're saying. I have some things to say, too. What kinds of relationships with the opposite sex are okay when you're married?
Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I always like it when my advice works. Now I'm gonna have to rethink that. Mrs. Slocum, you came in here the first time a weak, needy, frightened, uncertain, insecure person. And you took what I told you to do, which was good advice, because you got to be strong and capable and confident in order to be a comfortable partner to a companion. But you took that and you made it an ugly thing. You took that and said, well, look at me. You know, oftentimes women feel gratified about male attention, like, oh, this makes me feel good. Let me tell you something about men. No offense, I got 6 sons, a husband, and a daddy that I love. Yeah, a man will tell you anything and they'll sleep with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like, oh, this guy's interested in me because he's willing to exchange sexual texts. That's not the way it is. It's just kind of like, it's a cheap high. Don't be a cheap high for some dude. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You got a good man here who stuck with you through many moons of lunacy, and this is how you repay him. How dare you? Now, don't go back to who you were, because I fussed at you. Stop in the middle. There's this thing that this country has lost contact with, and it's the notion of moderation. I know why you're mad, and I don't blame you. I don't know whether I could stay or not stay. I'd have a hard time with that. I really, really would, but what I would do is I'm gonna send you to somebody to talk about the nature of your issues. First of all, you got to own your stuff. You can't keep dancing around it, playing with it, pretending, and telling me all about what they do in Louisiana and how you play on the phone with a coworker. And even if you are playing on the phone with a coworker, that's an invitation to trouble. Even if that was true, which I don't believe. I'm just letting you know. But I want you guys to talk to somebody about how to meet in the middle. Marriage is not a contest. Marriage is not combat. Marriage is not one winner and one loser. Either you both win or you both lose. Decide that you want to win. This matter is adjourned.
Do you think you can gain his trust back?
I think so. I think that we could work together and be okay if we do it as a team.
Judge Lynn spoke about meeting in the middle. What's your reaction to hearing that advice?
I think I've met in the middle enough. I think it's her turn to meet in the middle, or, you know, I'll be on Team Solo.